Hello, and welcome aboard Land Podcast.
We're your co-pilots, aka hosts, Tracy and Heather. Before we take off, we want to give you a little rundown about what our show will be all about.
First and foremost, we started this podcast in the hopes to inspire, entertain, and potentially spill some tea.
Since becoming a long-distance friendship, our phone calls typically last a full 8-hour working shift, covering topics all under the sun.
From the East Coast
to the West Coast,
from AM
to PM,
from sad girl hours
to I'm a bad bitch.
You can't kill me.
Moral of the story is nothing is off limits when it comes to the topics we covered during this podcast. And we cannot wait to dive deep into some taboo topics with you guys.
But first, we have to start with where it all began. We met many months ago in dance class. Shout out Miss Riker, we absolutely adore you. You're the baddest bitch we've ever met.
The baddest. The only teacher that can wear a thong during class and not give a fuck if it's showed or not.
Literally.
What started as one conversation has now led us to damn near a decade of nonstop communication.
Except for that one time when we weren't communicating and nearly ruined our friendship. But we'll get to that at a later date. For now, let's ease into something light. What's new, T? How's life?
Well, I recently found out that I have a crush on a boy. I haven't had a crush in years, so I don't know what to do.
What's the move?
Right now, he'll live in my fantasy because the thought of someone is often better than the reality.
Period.
Can I get an amen?
Amen. Amen.
How's life for you, Heather? Like, what's going on with you?
Life is good. This weekend, I downloaded Tinder for the first time in forever, only for 48 hours because I cannot stay on apps too long. And I have so many regrets because the Midwest is really terrifying and you don't know until you get here, but the majority of men here view hunting as a personality trait, so there's a lot of murder. There's still a lot of murder. Also, quick tip for any men listening. We know you're listening. If you're over 29 and you're asking girls for their Snapchats, reflect, rethink, and don't send that message because it's embarrassing. And an instant block for me.
Okay. Before we give too much away, let's go ahead and wrap this up. And it's the perfect time to introduce our first episode, which covers
non-negotiables.
Which also leads us into our first series, the dating series.
So don't forget to tune in and have your boarding passes prepared for takeoff.
See you next week.